The mixture will make you believe City are just going to run up on Arsenal, overtake Arsenal, and win the league. Based on, they'll tell you, oh, City has won the league 4 out of 5 times. That's fair. That's right. That's fact. City have the experience. They know how they've won the t-shirt. That's facts. And that's a bit of history. Let's not forget. But they will fail to tell you the part that City this year are not the same City. They sold Zinchenko and Jesus to Arsenal. They brought in Haaland, who is a world-class scorer, not a world-class player, in my opinion. And that's facts. City do not have that swagger. See the swagger they had when they were beating teams, passing teams off the chart. They don't have it. The arrogance, the confidence, the aura they had at that time. They don't have it anymore. Like, I like a bit of history, and I still like a bit of recency, right? See, as much as we like history, we should not negate the fact that we have to put recency into the context. There are nuances about how we talk about these things. City have lost 4 games, Arsenal have lost 2 games this season. City have drawn 3 games, Arsenal has drawn 2. And City will go on a run, but Arsenal will implode. The mainstream had full of absolute bollocks. If you like my content and you're new, do me a favor by subscribing to the channel. Stick a like on the video for the growth of the channel and the algorithm. And don't forget, lastly, to make sure your notification bells are turned on. Sticking on City, they just lost to Tottenham. Tottenham played one of their best games I've seen them play this season. They were off for the game. I don't know why they were off for this game, but they've not been this off for other games. Maybe because of Conte. Conte is unfortunately recovering from the surgery he had on his gallbladder. We wish him speedy recovery. That doesn't change my dislike. I won't use word hate because I think that is a bit strong. My dislike for sport, even though they did us a favor by beating City, even though because we lost yesterday, but I still don't like Tottenham. But they did us a favor. Thank you. Stay on City. I'm waiting for what Simon Jordan of Talksport and the rest will have to say about it, Gary Neville and the rest of the mainstream. They always find a way to demonize Arsenal and praise City. That's a prerogative that I cannot be too. I can't be too disheartened by that, but that's a prerogative. The fact that they don't want to be objective and they are paid to be objective, but they refuse to be objective. It is what it is. This City can barely crawl, they can barely stand, but for some reason, this City will go on a run. But Arsenal will implode. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The stats don't support it. The eye test. What are you watching? Arsenal are playing the best football in the league. Arsenal have the biggest points in the league. Arsenal have the fewest losses and draw. But for some reason, Arsenal will implode. But City will just ascend. Interesting, right? Very interesting. Against logic. This is pure bias and pure emotionality. Which, like, is why I'm talking about it is because they try to paint that as the objective, but it is not. It is not. You see, put aside your dislike or hate, put aside your prejudice, and let's just be real. Arsenal had a bad day at the office yesterday against Everton, and I said it. Everton deserved to win. Today's loss to Spurs at Spurs Stadium is not a bad day at the office for Manchester City. We've been seeing it all along. This City team is there's some ill fighting. We know Cancelo was sold to Bayern on the last day of transfer window. We'll be hearing that a bit of ill fighting is going on. Pep is dropping some players and bringing some players. There's no ill fighting. Aside from that, what's his name? Grealish is not performing. Mahrez in and out. Diaz can barely stay fit. He's shuffling the back four, the back three. They all is not well at City. But these people keep on pushing narratives that suddenly Arsenal will implode and City will go on a run and they'll win the league. They'll show Arsenal that they're not good enough. See, Arsenal might not be good enough to you, but objectively looking at it, Arsenal is the best team. Fewest lost. Most points. There's nothing you can do about it. Playing the best football. What more can you ask for? City, I'm not saying they're a bad team in context of looking at the whole 20 teams in the league. In context of trying to win the league, they are not as strong as they used to be. I'm not saying they'll drop out of the top 4. I'm not saying they'll not make Champions League. But they are not as consistent as they've been previously. This season is a different season. And for Haaland, There's a debate, does Haaland improve the team or is Haaland taken out of the team? It depends on how you look at it. For me, Haaland is a good striker stroke scorer. But in terms of as a team, I think Haaland is giving them less than what Sterling and Jesus gave them, unfortunately. See, people will make you believe that if you bring in two strikers who score 20 goals each, automatically you score 40 goals. It doesn't work like that. You oversimplify. Football doesn't work like that. The fact that you buy two strikers who scored 20 goals previously and put them in the same team doesn't guarantee you that they're going to score 40 goals. Football doesn't work like that. Haaland is a good scorer, good striker on his day, but once he doesn't get a supply, he's a liability. And people are afraid to call it out. It doesn't mean he's not a good striker. There's context and nuances to this conversation. Why are we afraid to tell the truth? Why are we afraid? I'm not saying City will not qualify for the Champions League. I think they'll qualify, but they will not win this league. They will not. And if they're not careful, Manchester United are not far off third. Even Newcastle are not far off. City are not the same animal. They're still a very good team. It looks like there's a bit of ill fighting, and some players wanted to leave for the past 2 years, and City allowed them to leave, and it's affecting the harmony of the team. Like I said, City are still a good team, but I just think that's not the best team this season. And I think they'll win the league. There's nothing guaranteed. Anything can happen in football based on the metric of the points, who has lost lesser games, who has more points, who's playing best football. I think Arsenal winning the league. If you like my content and you're not subscribed, again, let me remind you, make sure you subscribe. Don't just go watch. Make sure you stick a like on the video for the growth of the channel and the algorithm. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. You guys help me do that. And do not forget to turn notification bells on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.